Stevie, are we live or? Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay, if the board members could please make sure you have your microphones on, we're going to get started, please. Ready, Bridget?
Ready.
Okay, good evening. The hour is 6:31 on Monday, April 28, 2025. I'd like to call to order the Village of Brookfield Board meeting. Would everyone please join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a roll call, please, Bridget?
Trustee Ketchmark?
Here.
Trustee Cote?
Here.
Trustee Hendricks? Here. Trustee Narimatsu?
Here.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Here.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Here.
And President Garvey.
Here. Thank you, Bridget. We have two items under appointments and presentations tonight. The first is a Mental Health Awareness Month proclamation, and Trustee Cote, in all his years on the board, has been such a vocal advocate and supporter of mental health issues, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind reading the proclamation tonight. So,
Thank you.
Trustee Cote?
Proclamation of Hope for the Day's Proactive Mental Health Awareness Month. Whereas May being recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month, the Proactive Mental Health Awareness Proclamation was created to raise the visibility of mental health education and resources in our community. We also want to help start the conversation, destigmatize it, and help connect people with proper support services. And whereas according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, there are 130 deaths by suicide per day. Out of the people surveyed, 55% said that they are embarrassed and don't know where to get help. 67% of individuals felt that education can help in proactive prevention. And whereas 2 in 3 people surveyed by the AFSP said that COVID has made them more empathetic, it has also made half of the individuals more open to talking about their mental health. Overall, 81% of those surveyed said that now is the most critical time to have these conversations to make suicide prevention a priority. Whereas the Village of Brookfield publicly places its full support behind those who work in the field of mental health, education, and law enforcement, and whereas global organizations like Hope for the Day and our local mental health partners serve on the front lines of a war that is still being surrounded by a stigma, and whereas we encourage all residents to take the time to understand mental health through education and recognize that we need to take care of ourselves while we take care of each other. Now, therefore, be it resolved that President Michael J. Garvey does hereby proclaim the month of May 2025 as Proactive Mental Health Awareness Month in the Village of Brookfield.
Thank you, Trustee Cote. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your advocacy. And I could have just as easily had Trustee Gilhooley read this because she also serves on our Proviso Mental Health Commission. So this is an issue very important to the board. So thank you, Trustee Cote.
Thank you.
Signature. There is another proclamation that I would like to read. It's Proclamation of National Bike Month. Whereas Cycle Brookfield will be promoting bicycling during the month of May 2025, and whereas this group will also be promoting the bike safety quiz in which the community can participate with an online quiz designed to test motorists and bicyclists' knowledge of Illinois law, and whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of Brookfield beauty, and whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, to boost community spirit, to improve traffic safety, and to reduce pollution and congestion, and growing the economy of Brookfield. And whereas Brookfield's road and trail systems attract bicyclists every year, providing economic, health, transportation, and scenic benefits. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Garvey, Brookfield Village President, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as National Bike Month in the Village of Brookfield, and I urge all residents to join me in this special observance. And I'm honored to sign this, and I want to thank Cycle Brookfield for all their efforts in the community, not just helping us with the bike race and the other things, but the education they talk about. This is very important. We've done everything from bike lanes and more bike racks and trying to make our streets more friendly for bikes. So thank you to everyone from Cycle Brookfield. That ends the items we have in our appointments and presentations. I will now open it up to general public comment at this time. Is there anyone on my right side that has any public comment? Anybody on my left side that's any public comment? Okay, hearing no public comment, we'll move on to reports of special committees, please. Trustee Cote?
I would like to make a motion to approve corporate warrant dated April 28th, 2025, in the amount of $2,248,890.21.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Any highlights, Trustee Cote?
Yes, on this one, $890,000 of it was covering 3 different phases of the lead water service replacement project.
Do any board members have any questions or comments related to the warrant? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Regards to DPW, DPW has been very busy as always with their work preparing Brookfield for the spring, with their tree trimming, street sign replacements, park preparations, cleaning, et cetera. But I would like to bring forward, this is my last DPW report, so I want to bring forward how appreciative I am for all the work that DPW does. I've had the privilege of being the liaison for DPW for about 6 years now, and what I can tell you is that these are some of the hardest working individuals around. They do a lot for the residents of Brookfield. They are the ones that are clearing all the trees and all the branches that fall after a bad storm. While the storm is going on, they're going out there to clear the areas of emergency issues. They're the ones who set up and clean and take down after all these fantastic events that we have in Brookfield. They're the ones that are up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning clearing our streets during bad snowstorms. So when you see a person from DPW around town, just give them a tip of the hat, say thank you, and give them a little bit of patience, because they're also, they just work tremendously hard. And as always, if you have anything you want to get out to DPW, you have a work request, you want something done, you need to do it through the C-Click Fix program. That is the best way, the best method to get any kind of trouble ticket over to them. Regarding the library, last week I was able to attend my last library meeting as liaison for this village. And during this time, I got to see, during my time at the library, I was able to see their dedication, their passion, and I got to witness all the work that they do for our residents and for the library. This past week, we had a surprise party. Carol Cossane, a longtime library trustee, stepped down after 44 years of service to our community. And I just want to publicly thank her for everything that she has done. And as we used to say in the Navy, may you have fair winds and following seas, and good luck in all your endeavors. Veterans Assistance Commission of Cook County offers to help veterans who need help making rent, mortgage, electricity, and gas bills, and they're open 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. They will help you through the system, help you work your way through the VA system. If you cannot locate a computer to get online, to call them or get in touch with them or email or go through what they have available services, you can go to the library and rent or loan a computer. They will loan you a computer. They'll even loan you a Wi-Fi spot so you can take it home. In accordance with tonight, Proclamation, as many of you know, veteran mental health and veteran suicide is very near and dear to my heart. I ask to please not lose sight of this after I leave the board. I already know that you won't, but I just ask. 22 a day, 22 veterans a day take their lives. If you're a veteran, find that one thing, I don't care what it is. Find that one thing to help you move on. May it be one more day in the sun, may remember to, you have a child in the area. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is, hold on to that one thing and make it through that one day. I've known 6 people now, 6 people since I've been on the board, not my whole life, but 6 people since I've been on the board, veterans, who've decided to become one of the 22. I really don't want to know a 7th. So if you're having issues, please dial 988, option 1 for veterans, but please reach out to somebody. And one last thing to conclude my report. I've been very fortunate to be on the board with such great people, past and present trustees. And I was talking to somebody recently about this, that I've been very, very fortunate. Where we are today compared to where we were 8 years ago is night and day. But that can only happen because of the village staff and all the employees that we have in the village and the leadership that is run here. We can make policy all day long, but without the right people in the right positions and the right jobs, those things cannot be accomplished. So we've been very fortunate. I want to thank everything from Jim Adams, Mike Caravella, Doug Cooper, Stevie Ferrari, Tim Weiberg, everybody, all the past and present DPW directors that we've had. But I want to thank everybody up here on the board as well. So thank you very much, and that concludes my report.
Ed, thank you, your dedication to this board, and you mentioned all the things that have moved Brookfield forward. You've been a big part of that, not just for the past 8 years. You were involved before, and I told you you'll have an opportunity to continue to work with the village if you'd like. You're entitled to a break, but I don't think Mary wants you at home, so maybe we'll be seeing.
No, I don't think she does either.
But you will show up next Monday night, correct?
Yes. I'll
Okay.
show up next month.
We still have a little meeting
Or
left.
2 Mondays, in 2 Mondays.
In 2 Mondays, on the 12th, you will still show up, so. All right. Thank you for your dedication. Trustee Gilhooley, Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, yes, well, the chamber has not met since we were last here, but I do have a few updates as well related. I would just remind the public that with all the construction that has started on Grand Avenue in the business district, that businesses are still open, and get on foot, park maybe a little bit, around the corner and still patronize those businesses, because they're gonna need your help through this construction season. Right around the corner, wanted to mention Fill My Jar, who is celebrating their 10-year anniversary and was invited to be on CBS Chicago Morning News this week. So really exciting, and they make handcrafted chocolates. They have lots of favorite classic candies, and they'll do gift baskets. So wonderful business and chamber member. And they're right around the corner on Prairie. They're across from the post office. Also wanted to mention the recently opened Gears to You on Broadway, just west of 8 Corners, as we're celebrating National Bike Month here in Brookfield for the month of May. So wanted to give them a shout out as the weather gets nicer and people start getting out on their bikes more. And also another chamber member, Cycle Brookfield, as President Garvey mentioned a little while ago, just wonderful things in the community. They also have their first Friday slow ride through the community this Friday, May 2nd, at 6 p.m. at the Compassion Factory. So you can meet there, and anyone's welcome to join in that slow ride. If you see them around town, give them a wave. It's a big group that goes through town. And then, in addition to that, just a couple of things. Oh, of course, Brookfield Shops at Progress Park. I'll just touch on that in case Trustee Ketchmark has more. Please check out Facebook, check out our website, and see all the great sponsors that are getting mentioned in support of this project. There are a lot of local businesses, small and large, who are supporting that project. And things are moving right along. Staff's doing a fantastic job keeping us all updated on the exciting progress there. I've seen that at nighttime, even some of the owners in there, he's getting set up and putting some final touches on. So we're really excited to see that open up and come to fruition. And great support of local entrepreneurship and small business. Finally, will be a May after hours on May 22nd. The location has not been announced yet, but you can keep an eye on both Facebook and the chamber website, which is brookfieldchamber.net. And then their next regular meeting is May 12th at the Linda Sokol Francis Brookfield Library at noon on the lower level. And that ends the report.
Thank you, Trustee Gilhooley. And as you mentioned, Fill My Jar on Prairie, I want to remind everyone, we're starting the major construction on 3700 block of Grand, and there's going to be some inconveniences and things, but the businesses are open. We staged this in a way so the street would not be shut down completely. It is going to be a little messy. Traffic will be backed up, and there'll be some challenges, but there's parking available. There's different ways to get there. Those businesses need our support more than ever to get through this. When the project's done, it's going to be an outstanding streetscape, an outstanding street. But the businesses on Grand and Prairie really need your support more than ever. They're the same places you loved before the construction. Please don't avoid them just because there's a bit of construction going on. There'll be places to park. There'll be ways to get there. So just if you can make an extra visit a week or extra visit a month there just because of the construction, I know they would really appreciate it. So, Trustee Hendricks, Planning and Zoning.
No report.
Thank you. Trustee Ketchmark, Administration, Economic Development.
The Economic Development Commission met Wednesday, April 16th. Several items on the agenda. One of them was the discussion for 9509 Ogden Hop District Brewing Company, which will be, which was a property improvement grant request. We will have that on our agenda later this evening. That did come forward with unanimous approval. There was considerable discussion by the commission and staff on the general point of the PIP program and the guidelines to use in deciding whether or not to grant the requests that come forward. This may be something for the village board to have some discussion going forward to maybe give a little clarity to that. There was also continued discussion on the rental registration potential program and the impacts it may have on economic development. And finally, the Brookfield Shops grand opening is set for June 6th, Friday at 11 o'clock. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Ketchmark. Trustee Narimatsu, Parks and Recreation.
Yes, thank you. The Ellert Park grand opening is scheduled for Saturday, May 3rd at 12 p.m. There will be a balloon artist and a lot of other activities for kids, not everyone. So I encourage everyone to come out and officially celebrate our opening of our new park. It's on the committee of the whole, but the 4th of July parade will be rerouted, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then, seeing as Hop District is here tonight, I just wanted to announce an event that they're having in LaGrange Park, their Hop District LaGrange Park location. They're having a Mother's Day event on Wednesday, April 30th. So I just wanted to highlight that real quick since they're here anyway. And they're going to be our newest members of our business community. So that's all I have. The next commission meeting for Parks and Rec will be on Tuesday, May 20th at 6:30 here at Village Hall. That ends my report.
Thank you. And just in that Parks and Recreation field, Brookfield Little League had their opening day this past Saturday, I believe it was. So it's officially baseball season. Please, get out and see some games, but show extra caution as you're driving by the parks, especially here by Kiwanis Park. Sometimes there's foul balls, kids chasing foul balls along Arden there. I mean, Ellert Park's a little bit more insulated, but you'll see kids practicing and playing baseball throughout Brookfield. Candy Cane Park is another area, so just show extra caution as you drive by these areas and stop in and see some great baseball and softball. Trustee Kaluzny, anything on conservation and beautification?
Yes, the Conservation Commission has not met since our last village board meeting. However, they did have a great event at the library last week about ways residents can get involved in sustainability initiatives in Brookfield. And you'll be hearing from commissioners along with staff later tonight during Committee of the Whole. It's been 1 year since we adopted Brookfield's sustainability plan, and so we'll have an update on the progress that's been made since that time. Their next meeting is actually tomorrow night at 6 p.m. here at Village Hall. The Beautification Commission has not met since our last meeting either, but they are hard at work planning Project Nice, which is coming up on May 17th at 8:30 a.m., meeting at the Picnic Pavilion. This year, we have one kind of new partnership with the Salt Creek Watershed Network, where we're going to work with them on a creek cleanup from 26th Street Woods down through Brookfield. Which will be pretty cool, but you have to bring your own boat, BYOB, and life jacket. And so, if there's a sign-up genius with that added as well. So if you're interested or know someone that would like to participate in Project Nice that way, we're looking for people with boats that want to pick up trash. And their next meeting is May 6th at 6:30 p.m. here at Village Hall. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kaluzny. The Solid Waste Agency and WCMC are meeting this Wednesday at North Riverside's Community Center. I will attend those meetings and report back after that. Brookfield Zoo, I received an invite to Brookfield Zoo. They have their annual meeting of the Zoological Society, and they're celebrating kind of a continued celebration of their 100th anniversary kickoff. So there's a reception afterwards. I'm going to see if hopefully I can make the meeting and reception at the zoo on May 22nd. It's from 5 to 6, and there's a reception from 6 to 8. So I hope to be there to help celebrate with them and see further information about their plans as they continue to make improvements. Okay, that ends the reports of special committees. At this point, I'd entertain a motion to pass the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to items under regular business, at this time, I'd entertain a motion to pass an ordinance authorizing the execution of the assignment and assumption of a contract for the acquisition of property at 9500 Ogden Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Narimatsu. This is a property that is a key part of the Congress Park development. We have made major strides in that area recently, acquiring other properties, and this is the corner property. The village board has had extensive interest in that property, and this is going to make it even more attractive. We were able to obtain this piece of property after years and years of attempting to obtain it, so I appreciate the efforts on staff's part and the trust of the board to give them the authority to do so. Do any board members have any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, the next item, I'd entertain a motion to pass a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a professional design and construction engineering services agreement by and between Valdes Architecture and Engineering and the Village of Brookfield for the foundation wall for the Public Works Salt Storage Building Project.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Hendricks. Again, this is a project that we've talked about that was budgeted for the salt storage building and the changes that have kind of come up in the project. So any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. That ends the items under regular business. Tim, do you have anything with manager's report?
Yeah, just one item. Several trustees, I think yourself, mentioned the Grand Boulevard project, and we've had some calls come in with all the hoopla last week. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff happening last week, and why were we blocking off the parking spots? Well, there was a lot of prep work that happened last week. This week is going to really start getting messy, and they're going to start digging up where the parking areas are on the east side of the street, and they're going to start trenching. It's going to be really disruptive. We are out there watching it. One thing that we are monitoring very closely, the existence of parking. Dan O'Malley and the staff from Hancock are very actively pushing, in Public Works, pushing. If they're not using, contractors not using a space for storage of equipment, we're going to make those spots open for the public in the evening. Police has counted parking spots, and there has not been one moment yet that we know of, even on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night, where there have not been any parking spaces available, even on the other side of the street. So parking so far has been okay. We know it's been disruptive, and we're doing everything we can to try to mitigate the negative impacts of the project. So.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, that ends the items we have on the village board agenda. So at 6:54 PM, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Cote, second by Trustee Gilhooley. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Cote?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, the meeting's adjourned at 6:54. We will start the committee of the whole in just a few minutes. I'd like to get going on that as soon as possible. We have people here to present.